Hello Aries, this is your August 16th, 2016 to August 31st, 2016 read. For the main read, I'm going to be using the Shadowscapes Tarot by Stephanie Poumonla. And for the advice cards, I'm going to be using the Saints and Angels Oracle card deck by Doreen Virtue. The decks have been pre-shuffled, and let's get right to it. Doing it a little differently this time. I think that it's easier for people to understand me if they see me, so we're trying it that way this time around. Those are not supposed to be there. Move you to the side. Okay. When we go into this time frame for you, we've got the King of Wands starting right out. And in this card, this version of the card, you'll notice there's a lot of movement. In fact, I hope you can see this. The way that the energy is flying out of the back of the King of Wands, to me it looks like very powerful wings or wisps of energy, which makes me think you're very powerful and moving and got things going in your direction you want to go already. You're already in motion. Plans that have already been set in your case. I always read these cards depending on what messages I am getting them. While the King of Wands is representative of fire energy anyway, and very moving, very driven. For you, I'm definitely getting like plans coming to fruition, setting plans in motion, plans that have been preset. Very stable ground. I feel like these are set plans that you're moving forward on. That being said, around you, we have the Nine of Wands reversed, which I feel like there's other people around you also in action. I feel like their plans may not be as stable as yours, and they may not understand what direction you're really going in. It's kind of convoluted in the sense of like, I don't really think it's just that they don't understand what direction you're going in. They may be a little pulled back by it. Like, I almost feel like you're going forward with a project and things you want to do, things that are really great for you, and they're kind of having a little insecure moment. I feel like they're not really helping things move forward, but they're kind of doing what they can to maybe throw a monkey wrench in it. I feel like they feel like you might be leaving them behind with this change. I'm trying to take a little deeper look at this because I'm seeing behind them in their life. I feel like there's a whirlwind of things going on for them. I feel like there's some issues around them. Oddly enough, this doesn't usually happen, but when I did the read, I had 3 cards pop out below the environment, which makes me feel like it's connected to the person that's affecting you right now. So if there's someone who seems a little stagnant or like they're not really helping you move forward, these 3 cards are telling me that there's a lot of craziness around them, a lot of problems at home, and a lot of ill communication. By ill communication, I mean like rumors and things like that, just things that aren't true. Like, I feel like it's gotten a little crazy in their life, and you should be able to see that and recognize it right off. You should be able to identify who this person is if this reading resonates with you. Things around them are chaotic, and it's kind of like throwing them in a tizzy, which makes them want to hold on to you stronger and not let you move on. And they're almost afraid you're going to move on without them. That's what I'm getting from these. Yeah, when we look at you, your next card, like first you got the King of Wands, a lot of movement. You're then going into the Seven of Cups. For you, what I'm seeing is like it's more that earth energy. Like, you're moving towards your plans. Like, these plans you've had set for a while, and they're coming to fruition. It's time to do them. And I feel you're moving towards these plans, and you're like, I have a goal. It might be a few years out before I attain this goal, but you have your plan set, and you're going forward with these plans. That's where you are. Matching that energy on the outside, that same person is still like, I feel like they're becoming more supportive. And they kind of start snapping together and like, you know what, yes, this is good for you. Yes, I want the best for you. I feel like they're kind of pulling out of that funk. While things are a little crazy around them, they're getting like, you know, this is a good thing. This is good for you. And I feel like they're a good person. They're just kind of like in a tizzy at first, and it kind of is like they're calming down and they're kind of like, I feel like they miss you. I'm getting like some separation situation going on. Like either you don't hang out as much as you used to, or the new project you're doing takes some time that you used to spend with them. Something along that line. That keeps improving though. The next card in their succession is Temperance, and I feel like there's a lot of caring, a lot of love, a lot of emotion and action. Like they're gonna do what they need to do to keep you in their life, and they realize the value you hold in their life, and they want to be a support and not a hindrance. But I feel like they accept that, things have changed a little. That's okay. I know how I feel about you, and I'm going to just, calm down and make sure that I don't cause any problems with our friendship, relationship, whatever it may be. I'm going to try to be a support and not a hindrance. Interestingly enough, when they calm down, I feel like it kind of might throw you off a little bit. I feel like you might become a little apprehensive. We got the Fool reversed. Now, when the Fool is right side up, this is like enthusiasm, running out, trying things, not worrying about the repercussions. What I'm getting from this card for you is I feel like when this other person around you calms down, I think you start to wonder, is there longevity here? Is this person going to stay in my life? Which is kind of interesting, because I think when it all kind of holds back and calms down, it's something you wanted to happen, but then when it does happen, you're just kind of like, oh, okay, I didn't expect that. Or it just happens so abruptly that you're just like, did something happen? What happened? I feel like the person around you is usually pretty energetic. But it's not really bad. I think you're just kind of I think the time away also, once it starts happening, I feel like this happens when you're in the new plan, this plan is starting at this point, and I feel like that's when it's kind of hitting you, oh, I'm not gonna, I didn't realize how this was gonna feel when I didn't see them as much. Not a bad thing, it's just kind of I feel like the reality of it compared to the thought of how it was going to be is a little different, and it's kind of throwing you to the side. Just for a moment though, because I feel like you're going to be remembering memories, and you're going to be holding that. When I'm looking at this card, I feel like you're more holding that friendship close to you, or that relationship close to you, and you're taking what you're taking the treasure to the bottom and hiding it for yourself, or protecting it. And in this situation, it's more about I know what's true, and I'm gonna remember what's true, and just honor that for now. Because I feel like these cups that are kind of thrown to the side and kind of, washing around in the water, I feel like there's a lot of things that you used to do together that you don't either have time to do together anymore, or you're just not around each other as much as you used to be. This other person may also have other responsibilities they've recently taken on. When they saw that you were going to go forward with your plans, they found some things to take up that time too, and I feel like there's some distance between you. It's not bad, but it's just kind of it's changing the relationship, whether it be a friend or lover or something along those lines. It's changing the relationship, and it's just taking a minute to adjust to it. I don't think it's bad. But I do feel like when you get closer to the 31st, you're kind of reassessing, and you're I know this is true, I know that is true, I'm going to remember that and hold that close, and I'm just going to move forward slowly in that respect with that and not worry about it. And I feel like your personal plans, whatever you're doing, you're going to kind of more center on those. Crowning your whole reading here, we have the Four of Swords. Now, actually, before we go too far, I'm getting education. I was getting this before, but I was kind of holding back. It's that time of year when, at least where I am in America, people are going to college at this time, in the 16th to 31st time frame. That's when they're going off to college, and I'm getting college reward, things going forward. That would make sense. But definitely it's a general read, so if it affects your life in a different way, go ahead and use that to your advantage. I'm seeing the overall energy of this reading. This is the Four of Swords. It's reversed in your reading, but when it's right side up, it's basically kind of thoughts that are kind of messing with yourself, holding fears close to you. When it's reversed in this sense, I feel like you're things are kind of things are like kind of going a little crazy. That's how I'm seeing this. I feel like there's a lot of love in your version. I feel like when things kind of come out, they kind of sort out. I feel like when the person around you kind of gets in a little bit of a craziness, I feel like that kind of helps you talk out, because I feel like you might say something to them, not in a mean way, but I think you guys might have a conversation where you might just talk about where you are and where they are, that type of thing. See, I'm also getting like the lifting of the mask in this. And it's almost like when your plans come to fruition, I don't feel like it was a shock or if it was a hidden thing that you were going to do it. But I feel like how dedicated you are and what you're going to do, and that you're really doing this. Like, it seems like now it's time. It's like I feel like you didn't really maybe talk about it as much or give it as much emphasis as now when it's actually happening. And the reason is because it's actually happening and it's time to do it. I feel like this is a good thing, because I feel like it's relieving of stress. I'm getting this flower strongly, like things are coming to bloom. It's time to bloom. Again, the way I read cards is there are traditional meanings for the cards, but I really definitely go through what each card says to me. And that one's kind of telling me that things are coming to bloom, and things that maybe were a little stressful and you may have been holding to the side, and people that are kind of a little stressed around you about these changes kind of coming forward, and everything kind of coming out in this time frame, and allowing you to set things in order and see where they stand, where you stand, and keep what you need to go forward. I feel like the person that's kind of in a tizzy, to go back to that, is someone who is definitely important to you. I feel like you're going to be nice to them, which is a good thing. Just keep a sweet, nice, keep things calm. The calmer you can be, the easier it'll be going forward, because I feel like this person's going to stay in your life. Going closer to the part where you're kind of remembering how good things were, I feel like you're just building that. Like, as we go towards the 31st, we got steady progress, which is not only for this relationship, but for whatever the project is you're doing. Things are going forward, and things are going to continue going forward as you want them to. And you're dedicated to it. Definitely getting a college feel to this, though, and high rewards, accolades, things like that. I feel like you earned wherever you are. So if you're going back to college, if you're moving towards something, or if it's something, even if it's not college related, but it's taking you away from certain people that you used to hang out with more, be it a friend, a lover, a family member, however that may be, this is definitely a time where you're going to go closer to your goals. You're going to keep this person in your life, but it's definitely something you've decided to move forward on. And just keeping that progress going and keeping yourself dedicated to it, you'll definitely be fine. All right, that is your August 16, 2016 to August 31st, 2016 read. Any questions or comments, feel free to put them below. And if you'd like a personal read from me, go ahead and send me an email at jamesforastral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.